and I went to become a head in Manchester. During my time in Manchester, I chose the school that I wanted to lead purposely. I knew it was a school that would create the leverage that I needed to succeed in my career. That school achieved 3 outstanding inspections, became a national support school. I became a national leader of education. We became a teaching school. We became a maths hub. And you can see it was a good decision. And then in 2019, I received my OBE for services to education. That was a personal awakening, that I needed to grasp the nettle, that I needed to understand and ask the question, why was it harder for me than other people with a similar level of ability? So let's think about education then. Well, I think the numbers speak for themselves. This is the one that particularly motivates me as a leader coming towards the end of my career. 1% of black head teachers in this country now. We do not have enough black teachers coming into the profession, staying in the profession, getting promoted, and then becoming head teachers. So it's not just a case of working hard, we have to work smart. So what is it we are trying to do? Well, there are 2 things I would suggest that we are trying to achieve. The first one is that I think every teacher, every professional in the country should understand that bias is a thing, and that they should take personal responsibility for doing something about bias. That's one strategic thing I think we can focus on. The second one is that I think we need to make sure that we focus on greater representation. And there are lots of other things we can focus on, but I would put to you and say today that if we focus on those 2 things, bias and representation, in my view, those are 2 strategic goals which will make a difference not only to this audience, but also to the Regional Schools Commissioner and to the Department for Education. Here's a question for each of us to consider. When I decided to strategically choose a school that would help my career and help me to have more influence, are you willing, or is that something that you have considered? And is that something that you need to think about with a bit more clarity? You will all work in a multi-academy trust. That's the direction of travel. And you will have to work with someone like me, and you'll have to work in a culture which is different from it was when I was starting out in the career, and you need to understand how to navigate it. Have you thought about your next stages? Have you thought about where you want to be? And have you built a plan? Martin Luther King said that we must love people. We must persevere. We must invest in ourselves. We must serve our communities. We must learn to keep hatred out of our hearts and to forgive. We must learn to stand for justice. And we must have faith. Thank you very much.